Welcome into the Davis Football Show, everyone. My name is Nick Davis, and we're here with my brother Rob in the Davis Studios. Thank you so much for listening today. We are going to be covering all things football for you sports fans. This is the DFF. As always, thank you everyone for tuning in. We have a pretty exciting show for you today, don't we, Rob?
Yes, we do. We got some awards to predict.
Yeah, so with obviously the lack of games and movement and everything, we're going to predict who we feel is going to win the awards come the end of next year. So we got a number of them to run through. Rob, did you want to give a preview?
Yeah, so we're going to go through MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie Offensive Player of the Year, Rookie Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, the Passing Leader, Rushing Leader, and Receiving Leader. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and do the playoff seedings, 1 through 7.
That's what I'm really excited for, because I know you got some jacked up teams and some jacked up.
I know you got some jacked up teams, not me.
Oh, it's all you, bro. All right, so let's start with the biggest award, obviously, in the NFL. It's MVP. It's Most Valuable Player. Now, a lot like basketball, this award is kind of controversial, right, Rob? Because you're talking about a player that's most valuable, who has the greatest value to their team, not so much the guy with the most touchdowns. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people, it's hard to, sometimes, some years, the best player win it, and then other years, the most valuable player win it, so it's always a discussion around the MVP.
Yeah, of course. So I'm going to go first, and I feel this player has been the most valuable to his team because he throws them on his back week to week and finds a way to get them into playoffs year after year. And it's Russell Wilson. He has not won this award yet. He's not the biggest guy. He doesn't throw the most touchdowns. He isn't the most flashy. He doesn't talk, all that crazy shit. But he goes out there and wins. That killer instinct is definitely in his veins, and that's my MVP.
That's funny because I thought I was going to shock you with my MVP, but yeah, I got Russell Wilson too.
Oh,
not only because of his stats, he does carry his team, but also Mahomes and Lamar won the last two MVPs. So I feel like, let's say if Lamar has the same season as last year, I think Russell Wilson might get it still because you don't win back-to-back MVPs often. They kind of seem to like to spread it around, spread the award around.
Yeah, and I did look at Kansas City's team, and I was like, man, Mahomes can ball this year. Like he can break some touchdown records. He could break some yardage records. Like he can have a whole new swagger about him coming off the Super Bowl and really ball out. And he can be a guy. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, man, Russell is just, falling short year after year. I think he got something to prove this year.
Yeah, and also MVP. You got to have a good storyline to go with MVP. So I know people are already talking about Russell Wilson hasn't got an MVP once in his whole career. So I feel like that's a storyline that's going to be pushed this year.
If you were to select someone else, who would it be?
I'll probably go with Mahomes this year because I feel like the Chiefs are going to be in a lot more close games than the Ravens. I don't think Lamar's going to put up the stats he did last year because last year he sat out 5 fourth quarters and then missed the last game of the season. So I think this year he might even sit out more fourth quarters, and the Chiefs will have Mahomes going to put up better numbers than Lamar this year, I think.
I got 2 guys to keep your eye on. Drew Brees. He now, shockingly enough, he's never won one. And he is someone who, if he has a good year, he doesn't have many years left. I can see him getting MVP, just having a great year without it being spectacular. You understand? And 2, Tom Brady. I think that going to a new team, all eyes are going to be on him, and he doesn't necessarily need to do anything crazy again. But he's going to have significantly better weapons than he had in New England. So he's going to look better. It's almost a given. And it's him looking better with the love that he has with his fan base. I think he's a serious contender as well.
I'm with you on Drew Brees, but I don't think Brady. I don't think he's gonna put up the stats. He's not gonna. I don't. I think he's 43 and he is going downhill.
Yeah, but I mean, the backup quarterback, Jameis Winston, was putting up stats last year, wasn't he?
He was, but
and he's the backup now.
Yeah, that's not all because of play though. I mean, he put up 30 touchdowns too. It's just I can't. I mean, Brady. How good could Brady still throw? I mean, last year we seen him decline. So we'll just see. We'll see.
All right, offensive player of the year. Who do you got?
I got Lamar Jackson as my offensive player of the year.
How do I know you were going to go
Just because, man, the crazy numbers he put up with the passing and rushing, I think he's going to improve this year. Improve this year with his passing accuracy. So, yeah, him or Mahomes, either one.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, Lamar Jackson could have a better year than last year, and he won MVP last year. It's kind of scary when you really say it out loud.
Right, yeah, that's what I think. I think he'll have more passing yards this year. I think he'll try to run a little bit less to stay away from injury. But, yeah, I think he's going to put up some good numbers this year.
All right, I got my boy D-Hop now with the Arizona Cardinals. I think that, you look at his performance over, the past few years that he's been in the league. Like, look at how elite he's been. And then look at the laundry list of quarterbacks that's been throwing to him. Like, imagine if you throw him on the Saints with Drew Brees, or on the Patriots with Tom Brady, or, the Colts with Peyton Manning. Like, he is by far in that elite Jerry Rice type of category.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely one of the best receivers in the league. I just don't know if he's going to have enough stats to do it.
I think in that offense, I mean, he's with a coach that is only concerned about offensive efficiency. So he's going to be fed more than he's ever been in his life. And plays are going to be schemed up to him. And not saying, they necessarily weren't in Houston. I just think they're going to execute on the offensive side of the ball. Now, that might not equate to winning games.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I don't think I put up better numbers than Michael Thomas with the Saints because the way they run their offense, it goes right through him a lot. So
yeah, and with Emmanuel Sanders there now in New Orleans, I do think that Michael Thomas is set up for a big year. He was actually another receiver that I was looking at, but I definitely think that this award goes receiver, not quarterback or running back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good pick. All right, let's move on to Defensive Player of the Year.
All right, my Defensive Player of the Year, and I know, you're going to call me a homer. It's Khalil Mack. He had a down year last year. He was hurt. Come on, let's be real. He is the best pass rusher in the league, and you've seen, well, I know I've seen from watching every Bears game that, I mean, half the offense was blocking this guy because they couldn't get a rush anywhere else. With Hakeem Hicks hurt and Floyd just being ineffective, I think this year with Hicks being healthy, along with really everyone returning on that D line. I mean, you got Goldman there, you got Nichols, and you have Roy Robinson Jr. as well. I mean, and then you pick up Robert Quinn on top of all of that, who is a proven duo. There, I think the overall defense is going to be really good, specifically in the D line. But it's really going to be led by Khalil Mack because he's going to get those one-on-ones more often, and he's just going to destroy his opponent the way he always has. Okay,
that's a good pick. But do you think the Bears are going to be
in the lead,
going to be good
in the games to get? Yes, I do.
No. I was gonna say, think the Bears are going to be like a good enough team where he'll get the the spotlight.
Yeah, I do, and we'll get into that when we get to our seedings.
Okay. All right, well, my defense player of the year, I got Nick Bosa. Um, Last year, great rookie season. A lot of people are already talking about him, and they still got a good D line even after trading Buckner. So I think another year of experience. So, and he's going to be in a lot of primetime games, and his sack numbers are going to go up. If he gets around 16, 17, I think he's going to get it.
If you were to pick anybody else for this category, who would it be?
You gotta watch Jamal Adams. I don't know if the Jets would be good enough for him to get the spotlight though.
I like that pick, yeah.
But J.J. Watt maybe, or T.J. Watt, both of them.
Yeah,
Both Watt brothers
of them,
are good.
yeah, true. I was thinking Joey Bosa, like he wasn't 100% this past year, and the Chargers were kind of irrelevant. And he was just watching his little brother kick the shit out of him and his name for a whole year. I think he's going to come out this year to prove, hey, I'm the big brother, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's another good pick. They got a good defense out there in L.A.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a team award when you're looking at that because, you know, you could be the best player in the world defensively, but if you're not on a good team, it's very difficult to shine and put up those, you know, historic numbers.
Exactly. And I was thinking about Shaquille Barrett with the Bucks.
Yeah, that's another good one. And
he led the league.
And he's on a franchise tag?
Is he?
I believe so, right? He got something to prove.
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, last year he led the league, but, I mean, the Bucks wasn't really too good, so a lot of people wasn't talking about him, but if he does the same thing he did last year, a lot of people will see him.
Yeah, he's going to play in a bunch of primetime games and probably be in the playoffs according to my seeding.
Yep.
All right, so jumping into rookie offensive player of the year. Now, you know, for our audience, there's typically it's just rookie of the year, right? But in the NFL, they have an offensive and defensive rookie. Has that always been, Rob, or was that recent?
From what I remember, always been.
Okay, so offensively, I'm going to go with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the running back that was drafted last in the first round by the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that offense is just so high power. They have, you know, they don't really need any more fireworks, but this guy, fresh legs, is going to come in, and I think he's a phenomenal, not only running back, but receiver out of the backfield, and I think that's just is going to be like taking candy from a baby to Patrick Mahomes. So I think he's going to put up some crazy numbers.
I feel like they got Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. I feel like the ball's going to be spread around, so like he'll put up good stats, but not super crazy stats. Because I got for rookie offense of the year, I got Tua. I feel like he's gonna be able to start week 1, hopefully.
I was gonna say, is he gonna play?
I mean, he's looking healthy. He just released another video of him throwing. He's looking good, so maybe he's ready for week 1. Hopefully he is, and if he does, I feel like they go 8-8, maybe make the playoffs if they're lucky. So that's what I got.
Okay, all right. So for every one of you listening, if you agree with our list or don't, please leave us a comment. Ask us a question. Maybe will love to answer them on our next show. So go into our DMs here on our Instagram page or Twitter at Davis F Ball Show, and we'll love to get all those answered. So rookie defensive player of the year now, Rob. Do you want to start with that?
Yeah, so my rookie defensive player of the year, I got Patrick Queen. Because I feel like the Ravens are going to have the best defense next year. And he's at middle linebacker. He's going to be calling plays. He's going to be the leader of that defense pretty much. And they got a lot of primetime games. They're going to be a good team. So I feel like his plays going to do the talking.
His leadership was voiced very highly of at LSU. So I'm very interested to see how that translates to the NFL, specifically the Ravens, where, Ray Lewis and possibly one of the best middle linebackers of all time ever played. and the defense is just historically known for being great. Like, you are now that guy to pick up that torch and carry it. So I'm excited to see what he does. I took the beast out of the Ohio State, Chase Young, selected number 2 overall, playing for the up and coming Washington Redskins down there. So he is, he was told that to be better than both the Bosa brothers. And you see what they're doing in the league. Like, I'm so excited to see what he ends up doing in the NFL. He can be the real deal, and I'm just curious to see. Like, we all know he's going to be good. I'm just eager to see how good and how fast. Is he going to come in year 1 and throw up something crazy, 15, 18 sacks? I mean, I'm excited to see it, especially in this Rivera defense, where he's going to be put in the perfect situation to be successful, and it's not just going to be for a year or two. Like, Rivera's there throughout his entire rookie contract, I believe. So, Chase Young.
That's a good pick too. It's just with him, the Redskins are going to be. I think they're going to be so bad of a team that a lot of people's not going to see a lot of them. A lot of teams not going to be throwing. So I feel like he could put up maybe 10, 11 sacks, but I feel like it's not going to be
the
enough.
Redskins are going to be second in the division and just miss the playoffs.
That's a really hot take. I don't know about that. I don't know about that one, man. And who's going to be playing quarterback?
Cam.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're on board now.
Man, I don't see Cam going there, but yeah, if they get Cam, yeah, they'll definitely be a lot better. They definitely got a chance to make the playoffs.
All right, so Coach of the Year. I'm gonna just keep this train rolling down the track here and continue on with my Washington Redskin love. I got Ron Rivera taking on the Coach of the Year.
Okay. I mean, he's going to need to get Cam because he's not going to win Coach of the Year going 4-12 with Haskins.
I mean, they're not going to go 4-12 even if Haskins plays.
Okay, we'll see. All right, my Coach of the Year, I got Kevin Stefanski. Only because everyone's talking about the Browns, how bad the Browns was, but they got the talent, so if Stefanski could come in, if they make the playoffs, man. If you get the Browns to the playoffs, you're going to be looked at one of the best coaches in the NFL, according to the media. So, yeah, I feel like Stefanski, all he got to do is just make the playoffs, and he got it.
When's the last time a Browns coach won Coach of the Year?
The last time the Browns made the playoffs? I don't know. I don't even know.
All right. Well, let me just run down this list here. We got John Harbaugh that won it last year. Of course, he's considered a special teams coach, correct? But he had Lamar Jackson, who won the MVP, and the Ravens' offense was just high power. He won Coach of the Year last year due to their offense, right? Then you had Matt Nagy with the Bears that went 12-4, that won it in 2018. Then you have Sean McVay, offensive coach, in 2017. Jason Garrett, 2016, offensive coach. Then you had Ron Rivera in 2015, who was the last defensive coach of recent memory to win this award. Then you have Bruce Arians, offensive coach in 2014 with the Arizona Cardinals, that won 11-5. And then, look at here, you have Ron Rivera again in 2013, defensive coach. And then you have Bruce Arians with the Indianapolis Colts in 2012, again, offensive coach. And then you have Jim Harbaugh, who, the whole Colin Kaepernick offensive mind, 13-3 in 2011. And it wasn't until Bill Belichick in 2010, who, granted, had the best quarterback of all time running the offense, before the last defensive coach not named Ron Rivera won this award. So, I mean, I think Ron's coming in with a little bit of swag in Washington, and he's taking home this award.
If Cam come.
Okay. If I am banking a little bit on Cam coming, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but,
you got a lot of pressure on Cam.
But the same, and I am fully aware that you need to win some games to win this award. This is not an award that you just can go 8-8 and expect to come home with. Like, you need to, you don't got to go undefeated or anything, but you do need to win, 10, 11 games. And if the offense can pull their weight, I think the Redskins have a chance.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. The games is gonna have to come and do some pulling.
All right. Who do you got
for coach?
Yeah,
I got Stefanski.
Oh yeah, you said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
The pick was so terrible, I forgot that quick.
All right, we'll see, man.
The Browns are going to win 10 games, 11 games.
I think so.
All right, so our last award is Comeback Player of the Year, and I'm so eager to hear who you have to say.
I already know you're gonna hate on it, but I got Big Ben Comeback Player of the Year.
Tell me why I thought of him, and I'm like, I cannot pick him because the first thing Rob's going to say. Yep.
Right.
I like that pick, honestly. I think he could put together a really solid season. I know he doesn't have many left, and if he comes back right, yeah.
Yeah, just because, quarterbacks are favored in all these awards, I feel like. So, I mean, it was him or J.J. Watt to me, so I had to go with Big Ben.
Yeah. I got a name of a player who I think is he is very under the radar, I guess. I mean, this team he plays on is always mocked for not being in the correct city and for the fans not being there 100% and for them not having a strong fan base, and it would just seemed dysfunctional. It kind of fell apart. So Derwin James, safety for the LA Chargers. I think that he was hurt, of course, but he is a freak at safety. He can play all over the field, and in today's NFL, you need a guy like him back there. You saw this year in the draft, teams were coming up to get projects who fit his body type and play style just to mimic that type of athleticism. It's something special there, and he played with a certain type of swagger in his rookie year, and I think he was bound to have a big leap this year, and I think him not being there is a big part of why the Chargers struggled so bad, but I think they corrected the pieces that they need to, and he's going to have a breakout year.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you on the reason why, the main reason why the Chargers were so bad last year was because they were missing Derwin James. It's just I feel like he's not a big enough name to win it yet. If Big Ben come back and have a good year.
Big Ben's a bigger name because of his accomplishment. Derwin is still, this is his third year. He's still pretty new to the league. But I think with the buzz with the new stadium there in LA and, the lights and audiences that they're going to be getting, I think if he puts it together, maybe start talking a little bit of trash like his boy Jalen.
Oh, he talks trash. He talks trash. I've seen it.
Well, I know he does. I'm just saying, on the media side of things, like the way Jalen came out and started talking. I think, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Are the Chargers going to be good enough? Are they going to make the playoffs?
Not in my seating.
All right, so
I don't know. I might swap them. I'm torn on a lot of teams. This is tough.
Yeah, it is tough. I had a tough time with the last couple seeds.
All right, let's go into, and these aren't necessarily awards, I would say, right? Well, I guess kind of. But real quick, we're going to, before we get into our scenes, we're going to go into the leaders in passing, rushing, and receiving by yardage. So I'm going to just go quarterback here because, that's what I used to play and what I enjoyed and see through a different lens as opposed to you, Rob, because you clearly can't understand why Brady's going to have a good year.
I won't be really surprised if he have a good year. He's
Brady's
43.
going to lead the league in passing. And
you picking Brady?
I'm picking Brady. That's what I'm saying.
Oh man.
and I think I think like I'm not a Brady fan. Like for the past 20 years, I was not rooting for the Patriots to win all these Super Bowls. Like I actually am very against the Patriots and not a Patriots fan at all. But I don't know. Ever since Tom Brady left, I'm kind of rooting for him to ball out in Tampa. So let's go.
Man, that's shocked me. I was not expecting that.
That is absolutely why I'm here.
So you think last year, if Brady had better weapons, he would have been way better? Yep.
I think if there were better weapons, I think they win in Miami to get the bye week in the playoffs, and then given the bye week, they don't play Tennessee, and they don't get bounced, and they end up playing in the AFC Championship game, and I think that's where they lose to Mahomes, who then goes on to win the Super Bowl. I don't think the Super Bowl outcome changes, but I think that they're playing an AFC Championship against the Chiefs in Gillette.
And
not flopping, not throwing your last New England pass as a pick six the other way.
Was that pick six the receiver's fault or Brady's fault?
No, it was Brady's fault, but he was just trying to make something happen.
All right. I mean, I've seen a lot of bad throws from Brady last year. A lot of ducks going up. So we'll see if we can throw the deep ball this year.
There was a lot of ducks from Jameis, but you defend that man like no other.
That's because Jameis isn't 43.
But yet he's still throwing ducks.
He's not throwing ducks like Brady throwing ducks.
Okay. All right. Who do you got?
I got Patrick Mahomes, no surprise. I mean, he would have led the league this year if he didn't get hurt. Just the way the offense is, they're trying to score on every play. They're going deep a lot. Mahomes, he might hit 6,000 yards.
Yeah, I was thinking him too, and it's just hard not to with that offense, But that's why I started thinking like, what coach is like Reed and just airs it out. And Bruce Arians came to mind. That's why I went Brady. I wanted to go someone other than the Chiefs because I feel like them being the Super Bowl champs, they're going to have a little bit of a hangover. They're still going to get in the playoffs. They're still going to do well, but I think they're going to have a little bit of a hangover to where they're going to go into a lot of games without being as focused and having the preparation. And I think that they are going to take the foot off the gas a little bit to preserve their bodies and their energy for the future weeks, knowing that the big games are down the road. They're going to jump ahead and then fall back, and I think that that's going to affect the stat piling, as well as them getting everybody's best games. Like when whoever plays the Kansas City Chiefs this year is going to be playing a game as if they are in the Super Bowl, and they're going to get their best effort. So it's tough. It's tough to go back to back.
So you have Brady having more yards than Mahomes?
Yes, affirmative. Correct.
Okay. All right. I mean, Brady's in a whole new offense. He's throwing deep. It's not a little screen short passes like with the Patriots. So we'll see, man.
What would you call that? Putting too much dip on
Too
my
much
chip.
dip on your chip. Yeah. Got too much dip on your chip.
All right. Who do you got rushing yards?
This is a tough one for me, man. There's so many running backs.
Yeah.
Good
It
running
was
backs
for me
out there.
too. Like, it really depends on who stays healthy.
Yeah, honestly. But I went with Christian McCaffrey just because, I mean, they got Teddy Bridgewater this year, so I feel like he won't be facing as many stacked boxes, and they'll be in a lot. They'll be in the lead in more of the games than last year, so he's going to get more rushing attempts. So I think he could take it this year.
That's a really good pick right there. That is
Who do you
a
got?
really good pick right there. So when I was looking at rushing yards, I was like, man, what teams just line up and want to run the ball down your throat? And I thought of two. I thought of the Minnesota Vikings, but Cook is all sketch to me. I think he's very talented, of course, but I do think there's a lazy factor there, and I think he's good at football, but he doesn't love football. And again, I don't know him personally. I'm just going by like body language I see watching games. But the other team is the Tennessee Titans. Like, what other team, and they've proven that running game is brutal against both the Ravens and the Patriots in the playoffs. So, and even the Chiefs, like, they were up on Kansas City, for those who don't remember. But I think Derrick Henry, again, being franchise tag, not getting his long contract, like, he's trying to break this bank. And I think he's going to put it all out there to break more records and to get that bag come next year.
With Dalvin Cook, the only reason I didn't pick him was because of injuries. And also, I'm not sure how good they're going to be this year. And then with Henry, I feel like the only reason last year that the offense started doing good when Tannehill came in is just teams wasn't sure about what their game plan was. So I feel like having a whole offseason to prepare for the offense with Tannehill is just going to cut down that offense. And I don't feel, to me, the Texans aren't really a playoff team, or the Titans aren't really a playoff team. So I don't know about Henry's numbers this year.
Good pick there. All right, receiving yards. So for me picking offensive player of the year as DeAndre Hopkins, it's very likely that I would go that route here, but I'm not. And I'm going to let you go first before I tell you mine.
I got Michael Thomas, no surprise. The way the Saints run their offense, he gets so many targets, so many catches. Michael Thomas don't drop a lot of balls. So he's going to lead in catches and yards again this year.
Yeah, that's no surprise there. And that's a safe pick for you. If you were to pick somebody else other than Michael Thomas, who would it be?
I was going to go with Julio Jones.
Okay. I can see that too.
Mm-hmm.
If we were talking about most touchdowns, you wouldn't go him though, right?
No, definitely not.
But yardage, yeah, I could see that the Atlanta offense definitely airs it out, and I think Atlanta got something to prove this year. I think they are trying to make a run because that coaching staff is on thin ice. So I got a player, and it's a little hot, I guess. It's a little spicy because a lot of it depends on this quarterback pulling through and playing the way I know he can. I got Stephon Diggs with the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
I think it's going to get tough in the colder weather playing up there in Buffalo later in the year, but I think they're going to feed him the ball like no receiver in Buffalo ever been fed before. And Josh Allen got an arm to air that thing out, and there could be some big playmaking ability here that is yet to be seen. And overall, I mean, Diggs got something to prove. Like he wasn't happy there in Minnesota, and I think he kind of wants to show, not only the Vikings but the world what he has and what they lost.
Man, Josh Allen got an arm, but he's not really accurate. I don't think
it's just like that breakup. When you go through that breakup and you start trying trying to flex afterwards. I think he's in that situation there in Buffalo.
Man, yeah, I don't see that at all, man. I don't. They're more of a run first offense, so I don't think Diggs gonna get the targets to even come close to having good receiving numbers. I'll be surprised if he break 1,000 yards.
He'll be way over that. Come on,
That's Josh insult. Allen. That's insult. I mean, none on Diggs. It's just his quarterback.
The only way I can see, the only thing I can see crippling Stephon Diggs in that Buffalo offense is their defense being so stout to where they're up in a game and they just want to run the ball to kill the time and play the time management game versus scoring more points. They've never been known for the high flying, tons of points, race to a 40-point kind of team, but and they don't have that kind of coach for that kind of mentality either. But I do think there's just a lot of stuff to prove up there in Buffalo.
Yeah, they got a lot to prove. It's just I don't see Allen really slinging it out there like that. Especially once the weather starts to drop. I don't know. I don't see it.
All right. Well, last but not least, let's dive into these seedings here. So, there is a new playoff format in the NFL that we are shifting to 7-team per conference entry. So instead of 12 teams making the playoffs, it's going to be 14 with 3 wild card teams and only 1 team getting a bye week. So the wild card weekend is going to consist of 6 different games and 12 teams playing, with the top 2 teams getting bye weeks into the next round. So, how do you want to kick this thing off with, Rob? You want to start with wild cards? You want to start with division leaders? What do you want to do? And typically, Rob and I split up like NFC, AFC, but we're not doing that this time. We are both just going to give our playoff picture for the entire league.
Let's just go 1 through 7.
1 through 7. Oh, just straight down the line like that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You want to start? Well, I'll start with the NFC.
Who do you got?
Number 1. Where's the music? Cue the music. Number 1, I got the Philadelphia Eagles getting the bye week.
Okay.
I think that the division is just too weak, given the fact that Washington doesn't get Cam Newton, and they run away with this event. They were just so injured last year, and they were still winning games. I think with a fully healthy team, they improved the wide receiver. They're going to be good, and they just been proven. Ownership, coach, and quarterback is the trifecta, and they definitely have it. Team 2 that also got the trifecta is the Saints, and I think this is a little tougher than people think because they're in a division there with Atlanta and with Tampa Bay, but I think that the Saints end up pulling through for the number 2 seed. Number 3, I got the hometown Chicago Bears. These boys are going to bounce back to 2 years ago when Matt Nagy went 12-4. What are you laughing at?
I'm just keep going.
All right. I got sirens in the background here. There's probably riots outside my building right now. Number 4, I got the Seattle Seahawks taking the NFC West. This is important because I think they would have won it last year, given for that, goal line stand there. But I think it's neck and neck with them and San Francisco. I think Seattle pulls it off this year and takes the division back. And I think the San Francisco 49ers end up getting the first wild card seed at number 5. Number 6, I got the Tampa Bay led, or the Tom Brady led Tampa Bay Buccaneers. TB12 and TB. And then with number 7, this one was tough. man, I thought Packers, I thought Cowboys, I thought Rams, I thought Falcons, and I ended up landing on the Minnesota Vikings. I just think, they're old school, hard nosed football, run the ball, play defense, and typically that is what wins you games in the playoffs. So, and that, win against the Saints last year was pretty impressive. So, I got the Vikings. That rounds off my NFC.
So you don't got Aaron Rodgers or the Cowboys in the playoffs?
Nope.
All right. I just feel
probably because they're two teams I dislike the most.
We could tell.
All right, you start with the AFC.
All right, AFC number 1. I got the Baltimore Ravens, just because easy schedule. They added their team's better than last year to me, so I got them as number 1 seed. Number 2, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes is healthy. If he's going to be healthy this year, they might get the 1 seed. But these are 2 best teams in the NFL, so I got the Chiefs in number 2. Number 3, I got the Buffalo Bills, just because that division with Tom Brady gone, I don't know how good it's going to be. They could stack up wins in that division. Number 4, I got the Houston Texans in number 4. They lost Hopkins, but they still got Deshaun Watson. That division isn't really that strong either.
I cannot believe you. What do you mean? They had a team in the AFC Championship game last year in the Titans.
Last year.
Talking about they're not that strong.
Last year. I told you about the Titans.
Bill O'Brien is a joke.
As a GM.
Is a joke. As a GM, yes. He is a decent coach, actually. I'm not even going to lie about that. But his GM, I think his deficiencies at GM is crippling his credibility as a coach. Like you're only as good of a coach to the players that you lead, and if they lose faith in the way you lead based on how you GM, then it's a problem. He's a problem.
They still got Deshaun Watson. That's all I care about.
And I'm a fan of Watson.
Okay,
I'm a fan.
I want to want to hear your AFC.
I want nothing but success for that man. All right, sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. Your AFC wild card. Run it.
All right, so the first wild card, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. They went 8-8 last year with horrible QB plays. Having Big Ben back is really going to help them. Number 6, I got the Cleveland Browns. Stefanski come in, turn it around, Coach of the Year. And then my number 7 pick was real tough. I wanted to put Tua in the playoffs so bad, but I don't think that they're going to be that good yet. So I went with the Denver Broncos. That defense is going to be healthy again. It's going to be one of the best defenses in the NFL. And then Drew Lock taking another step. He got more weapons this year. He's going to put up some numbers. So rounds out my top 7.
All right. Copy.
I want to hear your AFC.
Well, all right. I'm running with the AFC. Number 1, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Stop playing.
They select Joe Burrow, and they will not make the playoffs. All right. My number 1 team making the playoffs is the Baltimore Ravens. I like you already said. I think that I think they're going to have a better year this year. I think they won a ton of games and had a ton of success, kind of figuring it all out and building confidence along the way. I think they have a swagger with them right now that. I agree with you on the defense being better. They added Dobbins to the already best running game ever. I mean, and then they added some quality receivers as well. The team is scary. The team is scary. And then you couple that with the schedule, like you mentioned. Man, it's the Ravens are set up for a year like they have to be really injury riddled in order to jack this up. Number 2, I got the Chiefs. I just think that offense is too powerful. And they got ballers on defense. Like, even though they're not as flashy or they're not like ranked or rated, whatever, like the offense makes up for it. But they do got some dogs on the defense as well. And I don't know. Like I said, I think there may be a hangover there, but they're still going to be very good. Number 3, I got the Titans. I think I do like your argument, what you said about teams kind of figuring out their scheme offensively and being able to defend that a little better. That may be true, but I just think Vrabel's the real deal. I think he's a player's coach, and his team plays hard for him. I got them winning the division over the joke Bill O'Brien. And then I got number 4, the Buffalo Bills. I think that they take the AFC East division over the New England Patriots and kick them out of the playoffs. I realized you didn't have the Patriots in the playoffs either, did you?
No, I didn't.
And I was debating on putting them there number 7, but I had another AFC East team take them out. So number 5, though, real quick, I got the Denver Broncos. I got them actually going neck and neck with the Kansas City Chiefs here for that AFC West spot. I know you had them in your wild card as well. Another team that we both are going to put in the AFC wild card picture here is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think with better quarterback play, they could have been if there was 7 teams in the playoffs last year, I think Pittsburgh was the team getting in, right?
Yeah.
And they had Mason Rudolph at quarterback. Oh man, I couldn't even say that with a straight face. And then number 7, Miami. I went ahead and pulled the trigger, put Tua in. I do have Tua starting here to get him in. And I think Miami's going to be really good this year. I think there's a focus around Flores and his guys, and I'm a fan of Flores. Like let's put it on a t-shirt.
Me too. So you don't got the Browns in the playoffs?
I don't got the Browns in. They're a joke. Come on, man. Do I need to call my boys Noah and Mitch?
I mean, they got the talent.
They got the talent. They do.
If they could just get it together a little bit, I mean, they're a playoff team to me.
I'm sorry to all you Browns fans if I came off harsh, but just win the big games, boys. Come on.
Yeah, that's what they got to do. Got a lot of work ahead of them.
All right, your NFC playoff picture.
All right, my NFC, I got the 49ers number 1, same as last year. You know, they got almost the same team. They're going to be good. Number 2, I got the Saints. Same thing with them. They got Tom Brady in the division now, so it might be a little bit tougher, but they'll still be a top team. Now, my number 3 team you're going to hate. I got the Dallas Cowboys number 3. You got Mike McCarthy coming in. That offense is loaded. And, if he could just improve the passing game a little bit, that's going to put up some numbers. I was thinking about picking Dak for my passing leader, but Mahomes is the freak. My number 4 team, I got the Green Bay Packers. I don't think they'll be 13-3 again. The Bears are all the teams in that division is going to be a little better. I don't know about the Vikings though, but the competition is going to be a little bit tougher. So I still got them winning the division, just not the number 2 seed. My number 5 team, I got the Seattle Seahawks. Now, the Seahawks might be the second best team in the NFC, but they're in the same division with the 49ers, so they can't get a higher seed. So I got them at number 5. Number 6, I got Tom Brady and the Bucks. I was so close to leaving them out the playoffs, but it's Tom Brady. I can't hate on him that much.
We agreed on that. We agreed on that number 6 pick.
Barely.
Yeah, barely, but
barely.
It still happened.
Ended off my number 7 team. I got the Philadelphia Eagles.
You don't got the Bears in here?
I do not got the Bears in there.
Oh man, that means Mitch is out if that's the case.
Oh, Mitch is already out. I don't even think Mitch is gonna make it through the season.
All right, hold on. Let me backpedal. I don't want everyone, in my DMs about supporting Mitch. I just want to win a game or multiple games. Like whoever plays better needs to play. Like this isn't Little League where everyone gets a trophy and everyone gets a participation medal. Like we got to win some games. So whoever can do the job in one of the biggest cities in the world, get it done.
Yeah, I think Trubisky, they declined his 5th year and they traded for a quarterback, so I don't see them signing him to a big contract next year. So, or franchise tagging him. So yeah, that's what I don't. Maybe if Foles start the whole year, they got a good chance. But I don't know what team I would leave off. That's the thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, that concludes our playoff seedings and also our show for today. Thank you again so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. Please go on and rate and review. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, all the major podcast platforms. And we really appreciate your support. So also check out our YouTube channel at The Davis Football Show. And we will catch you next week.